Hello, everybody. My name is iOwl, and welcome to my first episode of Rome Total War. Today, we are going to be playing as the Julii faction. The Julii faction is one of the Roman families, so I ended up opting with them for my first little Let's Play of this. So, what you're seeing now is the gameplay I pre-recorded for this, and that I will be mainly formatting these videos by. And the reason why I opted for this instead of, well, doing it live is because my mic is absolutely horrendous and you guys don't want to hear me breathe 24/7 when I'm trying to record this stuff. So right away, I end up just going for building up my settlements and taxing the shit out of everything. Actually, no, I don't tax my capital, and the reason why is because I want population growth there. So the more my population is, the more I can recruit troops, and the more just I could upgrade that city specifically. And you'll see my sort of strategy when I'm dealing with capturing settlements. I end up going for the little settlement there, Suggestia or whatever it's called. Just a quick little easy grab I could do on the first turn. Just a little base settlement. Familiar with the game, but I end up going with about half my troops, and the other half will go on a boat to capture one of the Carthaginian settlements that you'll be seeing in a minute here. But yeah, I opt for a kind of dual split on the strategy here. So one unit or one group goes down one aisle while the other one sneaks up behind. So I send my general to the far little left corner there with some Triarii and some Velites, while my other ones have, I think, archers and then two others. But it looks like I actually opted for them to have two instead, so I could just do more damage up front. So yeah, I generally just go up and surround them. Now, what my first strategy is, the up front group there with two archers, they're gonna kind of pose as a distraction, and then after that happens, I can send my Triarii to try to take the middle there. Because if you guys don't know about this game, the middle there is let me see. It is, it's kind of this zone where you can't lose morale. Now, if any great strategist knows, morale is key to victory in battles. If you're able to break the army and break their morale to the point where they're running away, then you could just slaughter them. So my strategy here is to move them out of that whole central space, because they have infinite morale if they're guarding that post there. So yeah, that's why I opt for the strategy. It doesn't really go to plan, but once again, it's the first settlement, and I'm not too worried about things going absolutely right, and you can't. So yeah, the peasants instantly go for it, and because they're peasants, they have extremely low morale, so they retreat. I end up going with my horses to try to take the middle there, but the peasants get there before me, and well, they end up gaining their morale instantly and start fighting. And peasants are weak, but they have huge numbers, so I've actually lost a general here before, so I was like, no, that's never gonna happen. So I opt him to get out of there, and I send my Triarii in to sweep everything else and move in my other ones. At the same time, my archers were having cover fire, so they were shooting at the peasants and generally the other unit there. I forgot what they call them. Just the town militia, probably. So yeah, I end up kind of just sweeping this middle, send the archers back because they can cause friendly fire. And I get some nice little shots of me just cleaning up this little town square here. So yeah, guys, the reason why I'm kind of switching content in this channel already, I haven't uploaded in like a good 4 months, and I'm not planning to do politics on this channel anymore, and that's just to the fact that I am not inspired in doing politics anymore than what I used to be. I used to love doing, talking my mind about political subjects, but now it's like, especially now in quarantine, it's just, I don't know, I'm just not into it anymore. I'm still into politics, just not to that way. But yeah, that's all the explanation I'll do for that. So when I capture that one little settlement, I enslave it, so I could actually boost my population up in my capitals, because how that works is, enslaving half the population of that settlement goes to my other settlements that have generals in it. So that just gives it a population boost. I get more upgrades that way. I end up trying to have a trade deal with the Gauls there, but I only was able to get trade rights because they won about $1,000 for map information. Then they tried to sell me for 700. I was like, nah, go fuck yourself. I just want trade rights. So I end up sending my general up to guard the northern front there, send some more troops from my capital, and I think I send my prince with them as well. So there's 2 generals and 2 horse units in that sort of way. General units are very powerful, and you generally want a general lead in your army compared to because they could rebel if that's the case. And also, just the general bodyguards just do so much damage, and especially when they crash into somebody, they could break morale pretty easily. So that's why I opt for that. Anyways, I sent my leader and a few other troops, and I know this element so often because I take it usually on the first, the second or third turn, because it's just, I know it's going to be a very undefended settlement. It's kind of like on the far end of the Carthaginian Empire, and thus I want to take that off them right away. It'll just be, and it forms into a, for a while, it's a very, how do I describe that? It contents with you. It doesn't really rebel or get mad at you that often, and that's why I like it. Plus, it just takes a good leader and about 2 troops to take the city. It's not exactly the hardest, and it doesn't even have walls, so yeah, that's why I opt for that. Anyway, so one of the Gallic generals end up kind of confronting up here, and I send my diplomat to talk to the Germans, and I know they're all the way up north. Send my spy to watch the pass, because the Gauls like to kind of send units from their little settlement there to the pass so they can watch, so they could send troops and filter them out. It's just a really good way of getting them there. Anyway, so next turn happens, and end up getting a bit more money, and I reinforce some armies here from the capital, and I end up combining those 2 armies because one of the Gallic generals end up wanting to battle there. I could see I could reach him and go to war with him right away, but I decided I could wait. I get a bit of still shots here, like dun 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 dun, kind of atmospheric thing going on. Could use it for a thumbnail, who knows. And so I go to the real action, and I go to fight the Carthaginian little town there that they don't even reinforce. I rarely see him go back to that island and try to retake it. I've actually had no cases where that has ever happened, so that's why it's usually a safe bet just to go to war with the Carthaginians just for that one settlement. Really just builds up your economy and such, so might as well. So yeah, I go for another dual split strategy here. And I actually hired mercenaries before trying to take this place because might as well be safe while doing this. Yeah, and they just have, I think, 2 militia units. Like I said, that center there, they could have infinite morale, so they're not going to break, and I can't easily slaughter them as I would usually do. So my Hastade kind of be a little prick here. They're kind of being, that unit's being a bit of a prick, and decides to try to attack when I didn't say, or maybe I misclicked or something, but he just went and ran in there, so I had to call him back there. Anyways, I end up going for a little bit pot shots with my Iberian, I think they're Iberian something, Peltist or something, but whatever. So I see they're kind of going for the Hastade unit. They're hesitant, so I go to attack them, try to draw them in a little bit. And there we go, they only have peasants, I think, in that center area, so I'm able to swoop that with my second team. So I end up going for a bit of a long brawl with that unit, because I know they're not going to lose, and plus, they're in a pretty safe space anyways, and I have my general unit to back them up. So I have some trouble with these units too. For example, I send them to attack, but they don't attack for a long time, and at this point, I just kind of let them do their thing and watch that battle carefully. I send my general in to sweep them up there, so I get that battle done faster and just break their morale. I kill that little general unit, and even though it's not a general, it's a captain. That's what they are when they don't actually have a proper leader. So yeah, I end up just using the rest of my militia, surround them. My horses stupidly go around to attack from the front, and some of them go to the side there, but yeah, as you can see there, they kind of like swoop around, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? So yeah, I end up sending them back and going for a charge bonus, because if you end up getting them running and they crash into the enemy, they do way more damage, and they also break their morale more. Anyways, I kind of slowly scoot them off that little centerpiece there and just watch the slaughter happen. Speed it up there, and perfect. I take the exact, about the exact same amount of casualties, 22, from what I did with that rebel settlement, so I'm pretty happy about that one. Now, this is the funny part. I accidentally, like, as you can see, I kind of combine my units so I have a more recharged unit. I go to send my general, and I also go to send one of my Hastata units, but then I realize, oh shit, I sent my weakened Hastata unit there, and I can't go back because I already used my movement points, so I have to opt with just having, a unit, 2 units there. Anyways, I gotta take a ship back to the front line of the Gauls there, just so I could actually, because I'm gonna go to war with them here very soon, as you can see, and probably this turn I'll go to war with them, because, well, what else is there to do? They're the main enemies of this campaign, and I opted for actually a short campaign, so all I need to do is wipe out the Gauls and also wipe out the, or I gotta capture 15 settlements. That's how it works there. So I end up standing up to the Gauls, and they run away like chicken shits because they know they can't beat me. And I go to chase after them, but I don't have the movement points to follow, so I just kind of stand in front of them, ready to attack. At this point, I'm at war with the Gauls, and my leader is coming back to assist them there. But anyways, guys, this is the look of the map. So if you guys like that first episode, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, do all that normal stuff YouTubers tell you to do. And this is the conclusion to the first episode of my Total War Julii Let's Play. I have another one in the backup there, and I can't wait to release it. Anyways, guys, I've been IL. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm sorry for changing the content if you guys really like the whole the political aspect of me, but I just don't want to kind of do that on YouTube. It doesn't seem like me, because I run out of ideas so quickly. It's unbelievable. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching once again, and I'll catch you all later.